If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the WoW in transmogs.
For those of you demon hunters that want to look like druids, the Shoulders of Frost tipped thorns. Icecrown Citadel, 25-man, Prince Valinor, 15% on the drop rate. Now we're going to go to a demon hunter piece. I believe this is the Harness of Oppressing Dark. The Burning Throne, Shadig, 6% on the drop rate. Here's another druid-themed piece, the Belt from Throne of Thunder. Of course, that is from Mop. LFR version, Swen, Girdle of Night and Day. See, I don't think these harnesses that you see really look as good on the dudes as they do on the females for some reason. You could always put some kind of shirt under there, but I don't like the way it looks. But I show it all. I show it all. Breach, Blocker, Laggards, Ulduar, Garathi Worldbreaker, kind of a fair drop rate to pick up the legs. Back to Our Lady Night Elf, Vicious Wormhide Boots. It's easy to get because it's crafted. Cata level leatherworking. Check your local leatherworker or your local auction house to pick that up. And the hands, in this case it's the wrist or the bracers. Bands of the Great Tree, Dalaran, Wrath of the Lich King version, Leather Armor Merchant, 120 gold to pick up the bracers. Now we're showing back the Blood Elf Dude, Helm of Imagined Horrors, Hellfire Citadel Mythic, Shadow Lord Iskar, 12% on the drop rate. And the back, Imperial Lotus Cloak, super easy to get. It's a quest reward from Crassering Wilds. Basically, you probably already have it. And the weapon, Mindbender's Flame Blade, Hellfire Citadel Mythic. Looking pretty. Once again, I want to point out, this is one of those sets that looks a lot better on the females than it does on the males, but you could always find some kind of shirt that you could put underneath, or maybe find a different top if you want, but it looks epic on the females, not so much on the dudes. But this is an easy set to get, kind of, sort of. Warhide Jerkin, it's crafted, leatherworking, super easy there. The belt is something that you can farm straight out of Siege of Orgrimmar Mythic, Garrosh Hellscream, kind of a fair drop rate to pick up the Seal of Karmic Return. Moving on, you see, even if you put a shirt under there, it would actually look a lot better. Trust me on that. Something gray, something yellow, something brown maybe. Warhide Pants, Legion Leather Working would be the way to go with that. Super easy to get. The feet, Sabermaw Boots, Grimrail Depot. You're looking at various mobs there, or you could also buy them on the auction house. Not so great of a drop rate, but whatever. Buy them on the auction house. That's simple. The wrist, straight out of Battle of Dazur Lahar, LFR, Opulence, 5% on the drop rate for the bracers. Moving on, and back to Blood Elf Dude, the head, Warmongering Gladiator's Helm, WoD PvP Vendor, Wild if you're Horde, 3 marks of honor to pick that up. The back, Cloak of Certain Reprieve, which is starting to creep up in a lot of my videos lately, Netherstorm, BC PvP Vendor, 1 mark of honor. And the weapon, Mandribble of Bethtillic, Firelands, Bethtillic, 8% drop rate. We're going to have to get you to Firelands to pick up the shoulder pads of the Forgotten Gate. Balrog is the boss. 12% is the drop rate for those shoulders. One of my favorite leather shoulders in the game. Moving on, the chest. Pharaoh Leather, Chest Guard, Hellfire Citadel, Mythic. Manaroth is the boss. Kind of a fair drop rate. It's kind of a weird thing with that chest piece as well as the legs. It says Demon Hunter on it, and it's WoD, but it is real. And you could just go to, I think it's regular version also, and maybe get the drop that's not for rogues or druids, or it's a raid drop set. I believe it's the Iron Pelt drop set. You could go that way also for the legs or chest. There's a couple of lookalikes, but it's all from Hellfire Citadel. It's different versions. Best bet would be to check Wowhead for that. The boots, Hellfire Citadel once again. Boots of Final Salvation, Kilrod Deadeye, 5% on the drop rate. Moving on to the next piece as we spin and show you the cloak, but first the hands, in this case bracers. Bracers of Impossible Choices, the Nighthold LFR Elisande, 10% on the drop rate for the bracers. Move back to the Blood Elf Dude, Cloak of Certain Reprieve, Netherstorm, BC PvP Vendor, 1 mark of honor to pick up the cloak. And the headpiece, Helm of Imagined Horrors, Hellfire Citadel, Shadow Lord Iskar, 12% on the drop rate for the head. And the weapons, Mechanar BC, the Sun Eater is the name. Gonna start off with the shoulders. Now this is gonna be a little bit of a mistake, but maybe not. The shoulders are no longer available according to Wowhead. According to other sources, they are available. You're probably gonna have to buy it on the black market, but I decided that you could go with the Firekin set, which you could get out of Isle Expeditions, or you could go with that from the auction house. The chest you can pick up, the belt you can pick up, the legs you can pick up, they're all recolors. But the Firekin set actually looks pretty damn good. It looks better than this, and I probably should have went that direction. So you just got to trust me on that if you don't already have these shoulders or you can't get these shoulders. The legs, as I said, Throne of Thunder, Heroic, Haradon, Roots of Rampaging Earth. Boots of Broken, Reliance, Siege of Orgrimmar, Mythic. Once again, conflicted sources say that this is available. I'm not really sure. If it's not, you could always go with the Firekin boots, or you could look up the Firekin set. It's pretty damn awesome looking set, and it's actually an improvement, I think. The wrist, Laser Burn Bracers, and the back, Cloak of Rippling Whispers, Uldir, Zul Reborn, 10% on the drop rate for that piece. The head, Tactical Head Gun, Legion level Engineering. Check your local engineer or your local auction house for those gargoyles. And the weapon, Siege of Orgrimmar, Heroic, Kilruck, the Wind Reaver, 24% drop rate. I did a similar set with this, but this one is not such a xmog. Fill in the X with something that rhymes with rut. I have to go that way because YouTube police will come after me. But I made a few changes here, and just a different look, not necessarily a better look from a previous set. Fusion Slasher, Chest Guard, Throne of Thunder, LFR, Lee Sheen is the boss. The belt is Flayed Demon Skin Belt, Hellfire Citadel Mythic, Fiery Enkindler, 5% on the drop rate. So the belt and the head and the shoulders, and I do believe the boots are all from Hellfire Citadel Mythic. The legs and the chest are from Throne of Thunder LFR, from, of course, Mob. Yes, the boots are Toxicologists Treated Boots. Hellfire Citadel Mythic, Kilrog, Deadeye, kind of a fair drop rate to pick that up. Now, the wrist, this time I got it right. It's the wrist, bracers, Squires, electroplated bracers. Better ground yourself when you wear these. Blackrock Foundry, Heroic, Operator Thogar. The back is Waycrest Guard's Cloak, Drustvar, Emissary Quest Reward. Obviously that locks you into Alliance, but there is a very, very similar lookalike that you can get from a rare in Drustvar for the Horde there. Gutrog's Discarded Hood, Hellfire Citadel Mythic, and the weapon, Blazing Demon Hilt Sword, Hellfire Citadel Mythic, Tia Dark Whisper. Gonna start off with the shoulders. Now, I was kind of in a conundrum here. Couldn't really go any other color but blue for the keying, and it kind of distorted the color a little bit, but it looks better on the Blood Elf dude. So the shoulders pretty decent to get. Wolffear Harness, Feralus. There's the rare you could farm from, or you could buy it on the auction house. Moving on to the belt, keeping with that theme of demon hunters that want to be druids, Throne of Thunder, Swen drops the Girdle of Night and Day. This is the regular version, 22% drop rate for that druid tier belt. Moving on to the legs, which are Onyx Imbued Breeches, Nyalotha, the Waking City, Heroic, Raytheon, or as I like to say, Rathion. I like to say Raytheon, pisses people off, but I know it's Raytheon. Bard's Boots, Northern Baron, Swiftmane is the rare, or you can buy it on the auction house, but 22% is a decent drop rate to try to get those red boots. Moving on to the hands, Bright Dawn Bracers, Netherstorm. Actually, those are bracers, not hands. It's quest rewards, so super easy to get those bracers. Now back to the Blood Elf dude and Scout's Hood, Zangarmarsh, saving the Sporelocks. So you could save Sporelocks and get this headpiece. That looks great for leather wearers. Cloak of Arcane Alacrity, Satrath City, Garas, he's the vendor, 100 gold to pick up the cloak. And the weapon, Tibu Scorching Straight Sword. You could basically farm it from everywhere in BFA, but best bet, buy it on the auction house. Once again, my name is Luxeley. I want to thank everybody for watching. Leave you with this final thought. Whatever it is by you, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night, make it epic.